find yourself agonizing over what to put in the proposals you send to prospective clients? What do you say to show the value of your services? Does it make a difference if it's professionally designed or not? What's the secret sauce behind getting high-ticket proposals accepted? You might be surprised to hear that some of it has to do with what you do before the proposal is even created. Hi, I'm Christa Nichols, and I'm a high-ticket copywriter for multi-million-dollar entrepreneurs and business owners, including household names you know and love. Just last week, I signed a launch copy project for $59,000 in project deliverables. Want to know what I do before I write proposals that helps me walk away from calls super clear on exactly what to include and saves me time and mental energy? Let's talk about how to run a sales discovery call so you can create killer 5-figure plus proposals that get the yes. When it comes to working with high-ticket clients, the discovery call and proposal are vital first steps to building long, happy working relationships. And there's definitely a right way and a wrong way to go about it. In this video, I'm going to give you 6 action steps on running sales calls in a way that helps you deliver big time on massive proposals that clients love. I'm also going to share what you must do even before the discovery call to set yourself up to be able to create a proposal quickly without agonizing over what goes on inside of it. Are you ready? Let's go. This YouTube channel is full of actionable improvement hacks, tips, and strategies for freelance copywriting mamas just like you. Make sure you subscribe and smash that button so you get notified when my videos go live. In this video, I'm going to give you all my best tips and strategies for creating high-ticket proposals that will knock the socks off prospective clients. Want even more help going from prospecting to profits inside your freelance copywriting business? Check out my Wordy Mama Biz Igniter program. Inside the program, you'll find everything you need from trainings to forms to templates to seamlessly run a 6-figure copywriting business from anywhere, including in-depth trainings on my entire discovery call and proposal process. Click the link in the video description below to learn more about Wordy Mama Biz Igniter. If you've never created a proposal in the multiple 5 figures or beyond, you probably have a lot of questions. I know I did when I first created one. So how do you create a proposal that big? Isn't it intimidating dealing with that kind of money? How do you even know what to charge? And what do I even put in it that makes prospective clients want to say yes? We're going to get to all of that, but the first thing you need to know is that proposal prep starts before you even hop on the discovery call. There are 2 things you need to have in place that will help you immensely when it comes to creating a proposal. The first thing is a pre-qualification form. A pre-qualification form is a short series of questions that the prospect has to answer when they book the call. The answers to these questions will give you info that you need in order to ask the right questions once you have them face-to-face in the Zoom call. For example, I ask what their business does, what their goals are for their business, who they serve, whether or not they have a converting offer, and what their average revenue is per year. The answers to these questions tell me right away whether or not this will be a good client for me. I now know whether or not they're in the industries and types of copy that I specialize in, and have a pretty good idea whether they can afford my rates. That way, when we get on the discovery call, we can get right to business because we've already covered the basics. The second thing you need to have settled before you get on the discovery call is you need to have some questions prepared. It's really easy to get started on the call and get to chit-chatting, get off topic, and then hang up, only to realize later you didn't actually get all the information you needed to create a really good proposal. You do not want that to happen. Make sure you ask them what they need, what their time frame is, and what their goal for the campaigns you'll be writing for is. That last one, that's super important when you sit down to create the proposal. The thing is, clients don't always know exactly what pieces of copy they'll need. Sometimes they see what they think other people are doing, but they don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. They don't realize there's probably a text message campaign or an email remarketing sequence in there that's driving more conversions. But you do. You know. And when you know what their goal is, you can make suggestions on what's needed to get them to their goal faster and more effectively. This allows you to create a proposal that anticipates their needs and gives them a full picture copywriting solution. Super valuable. Now let's talk about what you need to do once you get on the discovery call. First of all, make sure you have a way to get a record of what you talk about while you're on the call. This can either be by taking notes yourself or recording the call, because the last thing you want to do is end the call without all the information you need. You won't always have the opportunity to create the proposal immediately after ending the call. It might be hours or even a day or 2. After that long, you could be at a loss when it comes to sitting down to create the proposal because the details won't be as fresh. You might not remember everything you talked about. There's a whole bunch of ways you can record what goes on the call. One of my favorites is simply just to take notes right in my project management software. I use Asana, and I have a discovery call template task set up there. It's preloaded with all the questions I ask on discovery calls. When a new discovery call request comes in, I just copy the template task and rename it. Then I fill it in while we're on the call. If you don't use a project management system, you can just pull up a Google Drive doc or a Word doc to take notes in. If you're not a note taker, there's solutions for that too. I get it. It can be hard to take notes and really feel like you're listening well at the same time. That's why I'm also a fan of recording discovery calls in Zoom and then using a transcription service like rev.com or otter.ai to transcribe it later. Just make sure that if you do decide to record it, you ask the prospective client if they're okay with that. Get permission first so that all your bases are covered. Now this next one is probably the most underrated thing you can do on a discovery call. It's simple but necessary, and it's absolutely irreplaceable. Listen. No, really, listen. Ask a question, then listen to their answer. Listening well gives you clues on additional questions you may need to ask, but it also does something else that's really important. It lets the prospect know that what they're saying matters to you. It shows them right then and there how much you care about them and their business. If you want to talk ratios, I think it should probably be like 1/3 you and 2/3 them when it comes to talking. When they talk and you listen, at the end of the call you can repeat back to them exactly what they said in their own words, and they'll feel seen, heard, and understood. It's not just all about being the most qualified or experienced copywriter. People choose who they want to work with based on who they feel connected to and who they can tell really cares about them. Listening matters. As you bring the call to a close, you're going to want to give them a verbal summary of what you talked about. So you might say something like, okay, awesome. Thanks so much for hopping on this call with me today. We talked about this and this and this. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sit down and create a proposal that includes everything we talked about today. When you summarize it, it gives them a chance to hear you say what they need back in their own words. It also gives them the opportunity to add in anything they've forgotten, and they can make any changes or additions before you even hang up. And it's at this point you also want to mention if you're going to include any additional things that they might need in the proposal. That way they're not taken by surprise by anything on the proposal when they get it. That way they're not taken by surprise when they open up the proposal. You can say something like, I'm going to include some other things that I know have worked for my other clients to help you reach your goals. These will be considered add-on services. You can choose to go with them or not. I just want to include it for you so that you have the option. Positioning additional pieces of copy this way allows you to put some additional value in front of them. It allows you to put some additional value in front of them while keeping the power in their hands. They get to choose something that would help them get better results or not. But if you don't pitch it, they for sure won't take it. Last but not least, before you hang up, set the expectation for what will happen next. Tell them when they can expect the invoice. You might say something like, I'm going to sit down over the next 24 hours and I'm going to put together an invoice for you. Then I'll send it over to you by email. So expect it by such and such date. Then deliver it early. Under promise and over deliver. This sets the stage for how you'll deliver on paid projects too, and it will leave them with a really positive interaction with you. If it's a 5-figure proposal, I recommend giving yourself 48 hours and delivering it within 36. Make sure you ask what the best email to send the proposal to is as well. I've made the mistake before where I assumed that the email they used to fill out the form for the discovery call was the email that they check regularly. Sometimes that's just their burner email. They use it and they don't really check it. And then a week later they email you and ask, hey, are you ever going to send that proposal? It's like the literal worst. It's so awkward. So make sure you ask what email they're wanting you to use. And putting that bug in their ear puts it in their mind that that's the email they need to be checking when they're looking to get files back from you. So they'll know, okay, within 48 hours, I need to make sure that I'm checking this inbox to see the proposal because I'm so excited. If you go through these 6 action steps for the pre-discovery call and discovery call process, you're going to end that call with a really happy prospect. They're going to feel like, wow, that was amazing. This person really knows their stuff. I'm super excited to see what they have in mind. And they're going to walk away happy, and you're going to go to work creating the proposal, and it's going to knock their socks off. The kind of proposal that will get them excited about paying you high-ticket prices. Look for more info on creating 5- and 6-figure proposals in my next video. So what do you think? Are you ready to start up-leveling your discovery call process? Give me a thumbs up if this video was helpful, and drop a comment below and let me know what your discovery call must-haves are. And if you missed my video last week, I shared expert tips on how to attract freelance copywriting clients. Check out the link in the video description below to watch now. And make sure to subscribe and follow this channel for more tips, strategies, and resources for freelance copywriting mamas. I'm Christa, living the mom-wife copywriter life.